The prince stepped forward, taken to the bridegroom by the servants. He walked over to the bed and saw the bride. He panicked and ran away. The prince quickly ran to the consultation, the integrity, to visit the city. But when I heard the servants announce, "You are married to the Lord, so you're sad," a shaman invited to help the exorcism leak. He used a gold chain to do magic. He said if you want her back, you have to find a lover that you love and cut the meat off the person's chest to make medicine conductive. The man heard the fear. Mr. Q finished listening. He cut his flesh to make medicine. Old house. Let's start telling the love story of the city. Lady and Q born. Because the Cell Alliance needs to use the meat of the lover, I love you, to make medicine conductive. She bravely cuts the meat to save her. The story happened 3 years ago. The city was still an innocent girl. She loves sewing and is very good at taking exams. Look at the towel on your hand. She happily gave a satisfied smile. Suddenly, the queen ran in. Today is the full moon of January, is Zodiac Day, so her parents want her to go to the temple and pray for a talisman of peace. She is the cousin of the city, but your personality is the exact opposite of yours. She likes to learn sword dance. Whiteley, stay close to her and teach her the latest tricks. White people have a love for meekness, but she didn't notice, so when she fell. When you stop, you are pushed out. I just want you to teach me a new sword. After hearing you say that many people go to the temple, I remember the full moon of January. So she quickly broke up with him to go to the temple. On the temple, when I saw the light, I was surprised. But Meek doesn't seem to like your gentle looks. So don't even say hello. You don't want to argue with meekness. Hurry inside and light the incense. When the prayer is over, you also light incense, touching to beautiful people at the same time. So you're sorry, they have 7 glasses. Then they introduced themselves. To CQ born gracefully, both girls are very loving. Right now, the couple's dentist brought the hexagonal tattoo that they asked for. Soft reading does not understand. You should ask Q for help. Q Sheng holds the hexagonal tattoo of meekness. That's what you're looking for. Always by your side. I know how to see the hexagons. I should ask you to see it for me. The tattoo of the union is a bad one. Your love is like Mu Langchinu. There is grace without space. Thank you both for coming home and leaving. That night, I looked at the moon outside the window. Born again sad because you're 15 lights and you don't know when to park. But you're still happy because next to you, you have a friend. So you take it out and blow it up. To listen to the song, or it's also a magical dance. To hear the sound, I am glad that you have found a soulmate. Just in time to join the Kia melody. Softly also knock a noisy rhythm that you're interested in. It makes me feel lost and excited. I stopped the hand. There was an inexpressible joy in both of them. I feel like I've ruined a melody. So very upset. She uses words to comfort you. Then he gave her a hairpin to give you light joy. The next day, sitting in front of the mirror, make up a little and use the brooch that she gave you to put on your hair. She praised you for being beautiful and embarrassed. Then she told the prince to go get some presents to thank Q Sin. When the king leaves, the white man arrives. I can see you wearing the brooch I gave you in your hair. Very happy to rush out. So touching the door makes your head hurt, makes the white matter extremely worried. But she didn't care that she left in a hurry. In front of the house of the poor, you and the city met. It turns out that both sisters have the same intention, is to give gifts to overseas students. Thank you for helping them solve the problem. When the 2 girls came, he rushed out and said hello. You introduced your sister to them. After both gifts, you refused to accept. It's kind of cool and easy to use for a lot of reasons that you can't refuse. So you asked them to do you a favor. We all went to the market together, changing gifts into rice for relief for poor people. Many poor people are helped. To get through the talking, both girls are very emotional. Stimulate the honest heart of Q Sin. Both girls think that this exam, students will definitely pass the exam. Students thank them for their encouragement and promised I'll do my best. That day, Death always brings gifts to Si Hu Lim. I want you to organize uniformly hundreds of jobs in the province because you are a trader, the largest shipping industry in the country, and Death forever. Besides being the biggest salt trader, he's also in some small businesses. So he's constantly being pinched by bigger traders. The police told him to find his uncle. Is that it's more convenient to have a haircut? But he thinks his uncle is bossy. See what traders are doing. He was right, so he accepted his help. He thanked him and proposed marriage. He finished talking to both men as if they were in agreement, so laugh it out loud. One day he returned to the village to see you. The people in the village are happy to greet you. Right now, the city was also sitting in a roadside tea house. Let the people listen. Kyu's student came to look and fell in love with the sound of the piano, and he pulled out the flute and played a tune into the sound of the wind. The people around me are admiring it. After everyone disbanded, we sat down to talk. They don't expect the enemy. He's the one who made a song with me the night before. They both really appreciate each other. I want to see you often. Suddenly, there was a noise outside. They both rushed out to see. It turns out that evil always brings people to chase. People have to leave. Because he bought all the land there, he wanted them to leave. Student claims they have signed a lease 15. We can't send them away. He won't reason with you, because his uncle is the governor. So what does he want to do? No one can stop him. His words made people angry, so they dragged him out of there. That night, sad to drink together in the city. You've run out of advice. Don't be sad about the dead guy anymore, because he doesn't deserve it. He picked up the bamboo flute and blew a rancorous AI tune. Listening to the quiet music, the city feels you are talented, so she wants to be with you. Soulmate, but you didn't answer. She thought she didn't deserve to leave. He hurried, Theo explained, because he was poor, not worthy of a lady like you. You think your life will change later. If you trust me, you get down on your knees. You pray to God. If you pass, you will definitely marry her. We both exchanged our vows. We embraced each other in joy. Happy, soft, sad. When you sit alone and drink alcohol, you have to drink. He asked her what happened. You say that the person you like doesn't like you. Then she walked out screaming out loud. She asked if it was because she lacked tenderness or because you lack beauty. I saw you too drunk to pass out. White carried her to bed. You tell yourself why that person is not you. The next morning the company returned home. Announced by the king, your parents are waiting for you in the library. You rush to ask them. They are so happy to see you back. After asking about her love story and Kyusheng, your father told you he would marry you. You're excited to think you're going to be married. The city goes down when your father said he'd marry you forever. He thinks that only he can save you, for your family. You want to make him angry. He said that Kyu was just a poor baccalaureate. If you follow me, you will suffer. You are determined not to let someone lock you up. The city is angry, so he spat fresh blood and passed out. They made the couple panic. I invited the doctor to see you, but after the examination, the doctor for a lifetime, you've never had such a strange disease. If you are suffering, death will come. He brought a magician. That's the old master. And said that he's a great guy. They can help the alliance. Master, after seeing your condition, then start doing magic with a string of yellow beads, a cup of rice, and continuous exorcism. After the master's blessing is done, the city will wake up. Make your parents very happy. The shaman thought the city was mentally ill. If you want her back, find a lover. That she's out of love, and cut the meat off the person's chest to make medicine and drink it with the morning dew water. The student is sitting reading a book. Then he came to find. He brought you a gift. It surprised and worried you. Then he told you about the Confederate disease and how to solve. Pretend to cry in front of you. You don't even understand why. He left in a hurry and told you, when you think about it, find him. He lost his mind and fell to the ground. He walked out with a happy face. My sister came in to ask, is he here for your marriage and the league? Or not? I haven't been able to answer yet. Congratulations on 100 years of happiness. And then he left with the knife in his hand. Those who were about to cut their flesh came softly. She brought you a basket of delicious food. But you're in a bad mood because of the sickness, so you hurried to vent your anger on the meek. When I was wrong, I was in a hurry to apologize. and then take out their engagement scarves and show them tenderness. That night gracefully returned home. But in my heart I can't help but remember he cut his own flesh because want to save the city? You didn't stopping her, but you were determined. Please bring your meat. Go to Cho City as a medicine guy. But when she got to the door, she passed out in front of the door. Her parents also invited the master to perform magic. When you wake up, you gave me a piece of meat. I asked my father to bring me to the emergency department. Her parents told her to rest assured. They will help you do it. When you're outside, they asked the master about his daughter's illness. It is known you've got a Confederacy-like disease, and the cure is the same. So he told his wife to use the meat to save my daughter and send another pack of meat to Cho. Huang Ho is delighted. Take the meat and run in. The lady is about to be saved. Both of you are very grateful to God. I can hear you cutting your flesh. Give her medicine and wake up. The king also brought the cup of medicine. Give her a drink. The exam's finally here. Students sitting in the exam room. But health is not very good. The city is next door. To Smoke Cho. You are worried. Ask about the situation of the student. He said he invited the doctor to see you. And your health is good. I was so glad that I drank all the medicine. Students in the exam room. But the pain in the chest. After coughing for a few hours, there was blood in his chest. It makes you tired. I want to faint after taking the medicine. From the flesh of Q Shang. I woke up normally. It makes your whole family very happy, even though they took medicine. But health has not improved. The exam that year was successful. You should also check in to see the list of successful applicants. She was angry to find Q. You are exhausted and lying in bed. See the softness come. You thought the city was coming to visit you, but when you know it's soft, you have 7 hopes to get up. When I found out I had missed the contest, you're angry that you tried to light a book. But in the end, nothing. It comforts you gently. He turned to the health of the city. Soft trust. My father helped bring Q Shang's meat. Go to the city. Should think that she was fine because she thought she'd lost the meat. That's why I gave up the competition like that. At this time, I went to the newspaper. The league's father has decided to marry her. She said she must have been forced to marry. I want to go there and see it. And kindly take you there to help the Confederacy. The wedding feast of the city and death is always going on in the presence of many visitors. But the city doesn't want this wedding, so she didn't take the road. At this time, the baby came to make her happy. But death is fast approaching. Threaten if you take it up and leave. Then he wouldn't mind squeezing them everywhere and oppress her family. House broken down. He pretended in front of the city. That begged Q to be born. A chance to take care of the community. Although the alliance is 0, but under the pressure of death all the time, the student had to accept his request. Give him the city and leave. The city called you back and returned the engagement between them, but he didn't take it back and ran away quickly. It makes the city very miserable. The dead have built the servants. Take it back to the bride's room. He threw them all out. Have fun going inside. But when I walked to the bedside, the city bled and died when he was afraid to call people. The city's kiss also came. Look at yourself without panicking. You remember the scene. I turned into blood and blood. The king's father heard the scream and rushed in. I see the girl is no more. He was angry and asked the dead man to return his son. He doesn't know what happened. Should constantly say everything has nothing to do with me. Then he poured out all his sins on his head. He said that he was too obsessed with the city. You should use meat cutting as a medicine. Poison the meat for you to drink. If you heard that, you believed it was true. She tried to talk, but no one could hear her. They were immediately arrested and brought in front of them. They come in and ask you why, and see you're not pleading guilty. Came in and hit you. The present is just a soul, so nothing can be done. They rush in to save you and get you out of there. Then take you home. The angry alien, because they didn't leave the city. That's why you died. That night while Q was fast asleep, the city came to talk to you. Let's meet in the next life. You will be born into a normal family, so they can be together. I woke up and saw the city. He gladly hugged her in his arms. You to talk a lot. But suddenly the company said it was time to go. She screamed loudly for you. Turns out, it was just a dream. I walked in and saw the tired. You're very worried. Come clean your face so you can get well. Standing outside the window. Look at it without stopping to shed tears. Then you leave in a hurry. Let's get back to my guitar. Without stopping to break the music. Who hates pain? Then she looked around and thought of Kyushang and burst into tears. I really want to be with you, but fate is ironic. I want to leave so you can be happy. I heard someone coming, so she ran away quickly. Stepping up to the piano and play a piece of music. When you walk next to me, you ask, you are still in the world. Tell me you are a goblin, so I can see you. She said that she wanted to meet the student. I don't want to leave the world. Justice says that in the world, only love is the heaviest. You are also a sentimental person. You know very well the feeling of the city. I see it's getting dark, so hurry up and leave. Sad people only drink at night. Softly step next to the advice can. You drink to die soon. You can meet the city. In the heart of the soul, there is only one. So she 7 hopes and sad. I want to drink so I can die with you. Until he gets drunk, he looks soft. You see the city again. It is easy to want to have a life. It should be accepted as the shadow of the city. And that night we spent the night together. Until the next morning, when Kyushang woke up, I feel gentle lying next to me. Softly wake up and embrace Kyushang with a smile. When you push it out, I asked him if he didn't remember last night. Sorry to bother you, and said that in my heart is alone in the city. It can't contain any other AI. You see her as a sister. She was angry at the end. The poor also have no feelings for themselves. Should go home and smash things. At this moment, the white man stopped her and said, you and your wife are in the air. Then you said you were with her. Except to protect you. You are still your life force. Hear that. I want to thank you for saving your life. Let me tell you that the city is still alive. They want to kill the city. To monopolize the Chiao birth, the white paper immediately brings a soft internet. Death is always outside. Eavesdropping. You know, there's always a monster by your side. At this time, gently drink the internet into the body. Give him a kick. Go away and ask to kill him. He panicked and promised to help her. Then he plotted for her to be born, to intimidate the League to appear. I want to hear him make sense. I told him to do it quickly. He's in a hurry. 3 feet, 4 legs, running and fast. And take people to Baek Q's house to give birth to you. I don't know what I did to make him angry. Then he sent someone to bring you back. On the way home, the city has stood in the way, right according to their plan. I blinked at the one standing in front of him. He hasn't even made it yet. Then you quickly saved the alien life. I saw them attack behind. You were quick to blow them away and beat for the blood of death. His mouth dropped and died on the spot. Their bodies suddenly disappeared. Both steps to look at each other shed tears that poured out all the atmosphere. Blame God. Suddenly gracefully incarnated into you. They came and attacked the city. You can quickly avoid it, and found out that it's soft. The alliance immediately struck back. But when you see your body will be destroyed, you rush to close your hand. So we've been given ample opportunity to attack. You're seriously injured. Humility is rejoicing in victory. Then the 9 great masters came to destroy the goblins. Gracefully get the inner knitting of the goblin. So very strong. With his weapon, 9 ghosts still cannot catch the soft appearance of the original. You have to use the necklace. Can capture the soul of tenderness out of the body of 9. And then used incantations that kept hitting her. The White House appeared to save humanity, escape from her confinement, 7 defeat, but still persistent and unyielding, despite the pleas of the White. You think you don't deserve to die for him, because your mother doesn't love you. That's why you want to kill the alien, but was gracefully struck a case of fresh blood, and fell down gracefully to pick him up. I wish I could stay a little longer, but I can't. The white man died softly, and screamed loudly. The 9 magic masters use magic spells to launch towards meekness. But the Lord took it for you. It hurt you very badly. The ease of suffering, seeing someone you love die in front of you. So he promised to use himself to atone for his sins, and save Q's life and the city. 15 or, with the support of two loving and loving families. Students also pass the PhD and have a fulfilling life. Side of the city. They were both born with a daughter they named Ego. To remember your sacrifice for them. This movie is the end. Have fun watching the movie. Hello, goodbye, and see you later.